What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the real Jussy of the Distorted Theorists, and I am here today with a very special guest here at Sci-Fi on the Rock 2026, Kolton Stewart from Heated Rivalry and My Life with the Walter Boys. It's great having you. How have you enjoyed the con so far?
It's been awesome. Yeah. It's been a great time. The energy is so amazing. Yeah. People have been really great. It's been great to connect with some people, and the costumes have been wild. Yeah. It's been awesome to see.
Well, I know this is your first convention ever, correct?
That's right.
I think you've got a good taste because as someone who's been here now, this is my 4th year doing interview with guests like yourself and being a social media presence. This has probably been the busiest con I've ever seen here.
Cool. That's awesome.
Probably because of you.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's awesome.
Kolton, for the people at home who may not know who you are, but they're checking out the video, give us a little exposition. Who are you exactly as a person? Forget the actor part of it. Who are you as a person? Where'd you get your beginnings, etc.?
Who am I as a person? My name's Kolton Stewart.
Yeah.
I am an actor, singer-songwriter. I started working when I was 8 years old, so I've been doing this for quite a while now. Been a part of some amazing shows and great times. I did a kids show called Some Assembly Required for many years.
That was like the kickoff.
That was like kind of that was kind of what most people had known me by, and then recently been awesome to be a part of My Life with the Walter Boys and Heated Rivalry and some other great productions. Who I am is not an actor. I'm a husband. I'm a father.
A gamer.
A gamer.
Don't lie. We were talking about the Warzone a little earlier.
I'm a golfer. A bunch of stuff keeps me busy.
Yeah.
And
I was playing. We spoke off camera. I was playing some Top Golf type thing, and I cannot hit a ball to save my life.
Dude, golf is the most frustrating but most satisfying sport in the world.
So I know that when you were doing your panel yesterday, you said like you play some football, some hockey, but you did have an injury early in life, like you broke your leg or whatever. So is there anything that you can or can't do, or you still do, but there's a sport maybe you can't play so hard as you used to?
Well, I try to stay away from like full contact now. You know, with being an actor, it's probably not great to be getting tackled anymore. But I still play hockey. I still play in like a men's league. I play a lot of touch and flag football now, which has been a blast.
I'm always a bit curious, and I love peeling back the curtain a little bit because, you know, a part of me, I guess, would love to be in the acting world, but sometimes I don't know the inner workings. So as an actor, when you're under a contract or maybe you have a show coming up or whatever, is there anything ever in these contracts that's like you're not allowed to play sports for like 6 months? Really?
Yeah.
So
like things.
Can you kind of just peel back the curtain a little bit, like how that?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the production that you're doing and stuff, but like generally it's in your contract that you're not allowed to like partake in any like dangerous activities while working, because like for them it's a liability if you're going and going rock climbing or something, and like that's a huge liability for them if you get injured while on the job and they can't shoot. Right?
It's just some things that like the audience out there might not really even think about. But like as I'm talking to you, like I said, these questions are kind of coming to me. But switching gears over to your career, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, My Life with the Walter Boys, would you say is that your most successful venture thus far, or is now Heated Rivalry taking over? Like in your opinion, totally your opinion.
I mean, it depends. It's been, I mean, honestly, Heated Rivalry and My Life with the Walter Boys tend to have a similar audience, I feel like.
Like demographic.
Yeah, I feel like people kind of know me from both. I'm definitely a bigger character on My Life with the Walter Boys currently, so that's been definitely something that's been keeping me busy over the past couple of years. We just finished filming season 3, and that should be coming out this year.
Cool.
But amazing to be a part of such a big show like Heated Rivalry, and I'm honored for the small part that I have on it, and it was a lot of fun to do.
So we'll just use those two as a little bit of exposition. Are you more comfortable, or would you say you prefer being a little more in the limelight, or do you prefer right now a little role in the back? Like
I'm happy to do it all. My biggest goal in my life is just being a good working actor, and I'm always honored to be a part of any job that wants me, regardless of how big or small the role is. I'm gonna try to just make the most out of what I'm given.
And you were saying, like I said, again, we were in a panel yesterday, a few questions bouncing around, but I had asked you about, is there any roles that you applied for that you didn't get, that you wish you had, or ones that you didn't get and you were like, phew, But you said it doesn't come down, often when you're in your, doing your applications or your, when they're filming, you're auditioning for the roles. You said sometimes it's not about your acting specifically. It's just that they have a vision. You are a great actor. However, the vision is this over here. Right. So can you just kind of talk them that a little bit about the process of doing an audition, and when you don't get the role, how do you bounce back from that sometimes, I guess? Yeah,
I've learned that it's a lot of times it's not you, the reason why you don't get a role. I mean, my job when I get an audition or get in talks about doing a certain role is to do the best that I can, put as much of myself in it as possible and giving that my all. And then once you do that, all you can do is you're either going to be right for the part or not.
Yeah.
You're either going to be their vision or not.
Yeah.
And there's been many times where I've been down to the final 2 on a job and I don't get it, and then someone else who got it is just the polar opposite of who I am.
So as an actor, when you're in those situations where you do lose out on a final 2 role, do you, as a person or an actor, do you follow that project just a little bit longer to see how it turned out?
I don't know.
Or do you just go like,
no,
you know
I think I let it go.
Okay,
I think
cool,
maybe
cool.
I'll check it out later on.
Yeah.
If I'm actually interested in the project and we're gonna watch it, that won't stop me from watching it.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But yeah, it's always like a moving on thing. It's a thank you next type thing,
Okay.
and I'm
Respectfully,
always
obviously.
respectfully, and just always like moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, because I've done an audition here for, we have a couple local productions, that it is on television and everything, but it's more, I guess, a little more, the pool is smaller.
Yeah.
And I felt I'd done really well, but then I didn't get the part. A little bummed because I would like to just, maybe I'm conceited. I want to see myself on TV. I don't know. But anyway, but anyway, I have followed and been like, this was the role. This episode now is out. I got to check what I would have done.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh,
Is it like a
that wasn't very much or whatever. So it kind of helps me get over it.
Totally.
But switching gears again, Heated Rivalry. Let's talk about that for a quick second. Apparently blew up as soon as it hit. What do you think it became so successful? What ingredients do you think that show has that just ended up resonating with people?
I think the biggest draw that got people in was, first of all, it was a story that's not really been told before. There was already a bit of a following from the books.
Yeah.
So there was a following from the books, and I think that got the initial fan base interested, and I think that's what started it. And then all this noise about it happened, and then other people who didn't know the books were like, "Let me check it out." There's a lot of steaminess. It's some romance and stuff, so that's a check for a lot of people. But then, besides just the steaminess, it is like such a good, heartfelt story.
Yeah.
It's I think really needed in this time right now to be told.
A lot of inclusion in that show.
A lot of inclusion. I think it
sure.
gives a lot of people who, are in a minority demographic.
Yeah.
It allows them to feel heard and feel seen.
And resonate with characters on screen. I mean, that's what I think a lot of it here with Sci-Fi is too, is this allows people to come at like something that some people do keep behind a curtain somewhat of their personality, a little afraid to share, whether that's just the world perception or just maybe a parental thing, like they're like, I'm not sure my parents will dig this, whatever. But that's what I love about Sci-Fi, they get to come out of their shell. But I love one thing you did say about the noise about Heated Rivalry. As an actor now, are you seeing any, and I know you're 26, you're a little younger, but in your profession so far, have you seen that shift where a TikTok it trends and then all of a sudden a show that you're in or something you're going for is like blew out of proportion just because of TikTok? Like, is that something now that you're learning to deal with as an actor who, someone like Michael, who's Ironside, who's also here this weekend, probably never had to deal with?
Totally.
Like, how do you feel like that
It is a
shift
different
happening?
thing. Yeah, I think being in like a public eye at this time of technology and everything is a lot different than what it was back in the day. Dealing with, and I mean, I think TikTok and all that has been really great for a lot of projects because it's elevated a lot of things, and people make edits that millions of people see, and I have seen edits that people have sent me of myself, and it's crazy.
Really?
But what I try to do is stay away from it. I don't
block it
Google
out.
myself. I don't look up my name. What people want to say is whatever. But I do find it helpful. I think it's fun. I've seen some funny edits, and I love them. And honestly, I think for shows like Walter Boys and Heated Rivalry, it helps the production. It helps get its name.
Well, it also gauges an audience where they could probably tweak the product for better, I imagine.
Sure.
But I know you also mentioned, and before we take this video out, I know you mentioned that social media was something you didn't dabble in too much, but you're starting to get into it a little more. I would love to give you the opportunity if you want to shout out any of your social medias for people to find you on.
Sure, I mean, Instagram's kind of my main one. That's about it. I had Twitter, but now it's X, and I don't understand it anymore. So Instagram's my most active social media, and my handle is just my name, Kolton Stewart, at Kolton Stewart.
Awesome.
So you should check me out there. And man, thanks for the chat.
No, I appreciate it. As always, if you want to support the channel or you want to support Kolton Stewart's journey as an actor, as always, we encourage you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Kolton, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure, bro. Thanks so much, man.
And with that, I am the real Jussy of the Distorted Theorists. And like we always say around here, keep it real.